Uncover the world of political funding. The Independent Electoral Commission is handing out cash to political parties, and guess who's getting the lion's share? That's right, the African National Congress. Due to its size, the ANC is set to receive the largest chunk from the Multi-Party Democracy Fund, but questions are swirling around its funding. With ties to Russian oligarch Viktor Vekselberg, who's close to President Putin, the ANC's funding sources raise eyebrows. The U.S. State Department supports holding perpetrators of war crimes accountable, while South Africa's main opposition, the Democratic Alliance, is exploring legal options to ensure compliance with the ICC. This political chess game is heating up, so stay tuned for more updates. Greetings, world. Today we're talking about a developing health crisis. South Africa is on high alert following 2 new cholera cases in the province of Limpopo. The cases are believed to involve 2 men from Zimbabwe, hinting at the possibility of imported cholera. A state of emergency was declared in Zimbabwe with a shocking 250 suspected cholera deaths reported last year. The Limpopo Department of Health is now on high alert, investigating these cases and the state of water cleanliness in the region. Cholera, a disease causing acute diarrhea and vomiting, is spread through contaminated food or water and is a significant threat in areas with poor sanitation infrastructure and limited access to clean water. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, knowledge is the first step to prevention. Until next time. Welcome to the magnificent yet formidable land of Iceland, a place where the Earth is very much alive. A recent eruption has confirmed a long-dormant fault line has reawakened, turning the picturesque fishing port of Grindavik into a fiery spectacle. This sleeping giant beneath the country's surface has stirred, threatening to unleash its molten fury with little warning for years to come. Just imagine, on a peaceful Sunday, the edge of Grindavik was illuminated as glowing lava encroached, consuming several homes in its fiery path. Nestled southwest of the capital Reykjavik, this quaint town now sits on the brink of an unpredictable volcanic future. So the next time you gaze upon the tranquil beauty of Iceland, remember, beneath the frosty surface, a fiery heart beats. Tune in for more intriguing tales from our dynamic planet. Pigeons, our feathered friends, have been part of human history for over 5,000 years. These friendly creatures, first found etched in ancient Mesopotamian tablets, have been companions to humans for possibly 10,000 years. Despite their friendly demeanor, they often ended up as dinner. But their extraordinary homing instinct was soon discovered, and their use evolved. The pigeon's uncanny ability to return to its home cote, even from great distances, sets them apart. They navigate using Earth's magnetic field, polarized sun and moonlight, a keen sense of smell, or their ability to remember linear features on the ground. Now, let's delve into a fascinating chapter of their story. In 1938, as Hitler and his forces began their invasions, triggering World War II, these humble pigeons took on a role of paramount importance. But that's a tale for another time. So stay tuned as we continue to explore the surprising and heroic history of pigeons. Imagine a gift of 26,000 tons of fertilizer, free of charge, just as the rainy season kicks off. That's the reality for Zimbabwe, thanks to Russia's generosity. A shipment bound for Zimbabwe recently docked in Beira, Mozambique, according to a report titled Grain of Hope. With the paperwork now in process, it won't be long before this massive gift reaches its destination. This fertilizer is part of a promise made at the Russia-Africa Summit last year, as Russia withdrew from the Black Sea Grain Initiative. Zimbabwe was promised 50,000 tons in total. With half almost home, the country can expect another shipment later in the year. Great news for Zimbabwe, and a testament to international cooperation. Welcome to a look into the world of South Africa's wealthiest 1%. According to Oxfam International's Inequality Inc. report, South Africa holds the dubious title of the most economically unequal society on the planet. The wealthiest 1% own a staggering majority of the nation's shares and stocks. Oxfam's 2024 report shines a harsh light on the growing divide between the haves and the have-nots. The 2020s, a decade marked by COVID-19, escalating conflicts, and a surging climate crisis, have been a challenging era for most, yet a prosperous one for the super wealthy. With worldwide prices outpacing pay, hundreds of millions are struggling to stretch their earnings each month. The gap between the global north and the global south has widened for the first time in 25 years. On a global stage, the super rich, particularly in the USA, own significant shares in corporations. Imagine receiving a lifeline, a monthly grant of R350 suddenly cut off. Bonginkosi Nanchumalo, an unemployed teacher from Daviton, Benoni, experienced this harsh reality. Since its introduction during the 2020 COVID lockdown, the Social Relief of Distress Grant was his lifeline. Then, in January 2023, an SMS from the SA Social Security Agency arrived, alerting him to a change in his cell phone number. A change he didn't make. His lifeline was cut. No more grant payments came. Despite attempts to report the fraud, he was met with a wall of escalations, but no real help. A year on, Nanchumalo, like many others, is still blocked from his grant, defrauded and desperate. He now survives on piecework and donations. Remember, it's not just numbers, it's lives. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hollywood icon and former California governor, recently ran into a spot of trouble at Munich airport. Customs officers detained him for 3 hours, but what for? A luxury watch, priced at nearly $30,000, which he failed to declare. Traveling to Austria, Schwarzenegger intended to auction the watch at a charity event. As it turns out, even the Terminator can encounter issues with credit card machines. After a bit of a hiccup, he managed to pay the required taxes using a different machine. The watch, a custom piece by Audemars Piguet, now sits with customs, while Schwarzenegger faces a potential tax evasion investigation. Despite the setback, he's still scheduled to attend a fundraising event for the Schwarzenegger Climate Initiative, supporting global climate projects. Remember, folks, always declare your luxury items, even if you're the Terminator. In the world of tech giants, a new battle is brewing. Spotify has unleashed a verbal onslaught against Apple's new transaction fees, which could reach up to 27% in the United States. This comes after Apple's decision to allow app developers to sell products outside its store, but with a catch. They still have to pay commission. Spotify deems this outrageous, accusing Apple of stopping at nothing to safeguard its profits. Now, Spotify is calling on the UK government to prevent similar fees from being implemented there. The introduction of these fees in the States is a byproduct of Apple's extensive legal tussle with Fortnite developer, Epic Games. The court ruled that Apple violated US competition laws by not allowing developers to inform users about alternative payment methods, including those bypassing Apple's App Store payment system, which commands a 30% fee. Apple has yet to comment on Spotify's accusations. Cue the drumroll introducing Retro, the first rhesus monkey cloned using a groundbreaking scientific method. This isn't science fiction, folks, but the result of tireless efforts by a dedicated team of researchers. Retro, a playful and curious creature, shares identical DNA with another rhesus monkey, making him a perfect clone. A marvel of modern science, Retro's existence opens the door to countless possibilities, from medical advancements to the preservation of endangered species. This pioneering achievement has the potential to revolutionize our understanding of genetics and biology. So here's to Retro, a tiny primate with a big role in scientific history. Remember the name because the future of science just might be swinging from the trees.